Football is revered for so many reasons. The feeling of sheer despair, the feeling of heartbreak, real excitement, the feeling of disappointment when your favorite team fails to get over the line. But I'll tell you something, all of that is incomplete without the history, without the destinies of football in terms of numbers and statistics. This completes the game in so many ways. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we all right here at the Cohesion Football is committed to building a legacy where young Nigerian minds across different parts of Lagos will show how well they know the game, not just about what happens on the pitch, but the excitement of the history surrounding it. From the Cohesion Football Tournament excitement, we've seen teams come up, win tournaments, play football, but we're also concerned about what happens after it, the educational part of it, which has birthed a brilliant dream called the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show. Right here, young minds across different parts of Lagos are committed to showing how much knowledge they know about the rich history of football in Nigeria. As you all know, in case you don't, 2 groups of 5 each, of course 3 rounds. First round to test footballing knowledge on the general front. Second round, picture identification. And the final round will test for speed and accuracy of these young lads. How well can they remember an answer within the stipulated time? I'm Anthony, the voice, and welcome to where the action happens. It's back-to-back excitement. Welcome back. It's all about the game show. We're ready to get started. The big question is who will be on the hot seat. I tell you for a fact, Miracle Football Academy will be ready to battle the very exciting B unit as well. Miracle Football Academy from Ijesha and B units all the way from Lagos mainland. So let's see how well these two can show that they deserve a place in the next round. Like we always say, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. It's all about showing how tested, how approved these lads can be. Ladies and gentlemen, the battle is about to begin yet again. Episode 4 of the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show is here. It's Miracle FA against B Unit FA in a jiffy. I'll be right back. And so the die is cast. Ladies and gentlemen, papas and mamas, get ready for a battle you will always remember. This one involves Miracle Football Academy, Ijesha, under Surulere local government, and of course B unit of Ebutemeta under Lagos mainland local government. Bringing on stage B units who will battle off my right hand side this exciting episode. All right, you're welcome on stage. And of course, on my left, Miracle Football Academy, Ijesha, under Surulere local government as well. All right, gladiators, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
And so we have Gavo Prince here representing B unit, Ebutemeta under Lagos mainland local government. Gavo, how are you doing today?
Fine, sir.
I mean, how ready are you?
Ready. Completely ready. Set.
Very, very ready?
Yes, sir.
What do you love about football, and why do you think you have what it takes to represent your team?
Because I have the passion.
The passion?
The knowledge.
Oh, the passion and the knowledge. Okay. We'll see if they can create a unit to really get B unit all the way. Brilliant one, Gavo Prince. Thank you very much. And on the flip side, we have Miracle Football Academy, expected to perform some miracles here. Can you tell us your name?
My name is Olaleye Marvelous.
Olaleye Marvelous. Wow. Marvelous from a miraculous team. How excited are you to be a part of this?
I'm very excited. I'm happy to be part of this.
All right. In terms of preparation, do you think you are the best person to represent your team?
Yes, I think, because I have the quality.
You have the qualities. Okay. I think I like that. How prepared are you for this one?
I'm really prepared. I'm strong. I
Mm.
can do this.
If you had to tell your teammates one thing before this battle starts, what will you tell them and your coach?
They should await for victory.
Await victory. Amazing, amazing. There you go. And so the battle begins right here at the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show. Miracle FA up against B Unit. Pretty straightforward, gladiators. You know the rules, but just in case, to reiterate, 3 rounds. The first round will have an in-depth look at Nigeria at the 1998 World Cup and the performance in that tournament. You have 5 questions to answer. You have to pick from 1 to 20, and I will ask that question within 10 seconds. You're expected to provide the answer. 10 seconds only before we move on to the next round. 10 points per question, 0 points for no question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Miracle FA B Unit will get on the way with B Unit off my right. Your battle in round 1 starts now. Pick a number.
5.
Question number 5 says, which teams were in the same group as Nigeria in the 1998 World Cup?
Algeria.
Wrong. Over to you.
Number 4.
Question number 14. Question number 14 says, what was the result of Nigeria's match against Denmark in the round of 16?
Denmark defeated Nigeria 4-1.
That's absolutely correct. 10 points for Miracle Football Academy. Over to you, B Units.
2.
Question number 2. Question number 2 says, how many times have Nigeria participated in the World Cup before the 1998 edition? Once is correct as well. B Unit fighting back in this first round. And over to you, Miracle FA.
Number 10.
Question number 10. Question number 10 says, what was the result of Nigeria's 3rd match in the group stage?
Nigeria defeated Spain 3-2.
That is wrong. Nigeria didn't play Spain. Over to you, B Units.
12.
Question number 12. Question number 12 says, did Nigeria advance to the knockout stage of the 1998 World Cup?
No.
Come again?
No.
That is absolutely wrong. Yes, they did. Actually, they did, winning 2 games as well. So they progressed. No points. Moving over to Miracle FA.
Number 20.
Question number 20. Right at the peak, which Nigerian player was known for his spectacular goal against Spain?
Rashid Yekin.
That is absolutely wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Over to you, B Unit.
Question number 6.
Question number 6. Question number 6 says, what was the result of Nigeria's first match in the 1998 World Cup?
2.
Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. It was a game against Spain which ended 3-2. Over to you, Miracle FA.
Number 3.
Question number 3. Question number 3 says, who was the head coach of the Nigerian national team during the 1998 World Cup? Time up. No response equal 0 points as well. Gladiators, we're going into the final set of questions for this round. As we speak, both of you have 10 points apiece. So this could be very defining. Are we ready to go? Let's go. B unit. Question number 8. Question number 8 says, what was the result of Nigeria's second match in the 1998 World Cup?
2-1.
Against?
Paraguay.
Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Over to you, Miracle FA.
By 11.
Question number 11. Question number 11 says, who scored Nigeria's only goal in their match against Paraguay?
Rashidi.
Absolutely wrong. It was Wilson Oruma who scored the only goal. It was a game that ended 4-1 in favor of the Paraguayans. And that brings us to the end of the first round in this episode of the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show. It's been, well, maybe not at the highest of standards, giving, well, the quality of responses, but in terms of the intensity, both teams, 10 points apiece. Miracle FA, 10 points. B Unit, 10 points. And perhaps gives us the right placement as we go into the next round, where we'll have them identify the name of players that they see on the screen. We're very committed to football backing Nigeria and the historicity surrounding Nigerian football. How well can these teams show themselves to be correct? Time will tell. This time, a different level of challenge, a different level of difficulty. Right here at the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show. Well, Miracle FA, all the way from Ijesha, under the Sule local government, is set to battle B Unit, Iputemeta, under the Lagos mainland local government. This time, picture identification. We're committed to having the boys identify players of the 1998 Nigerian squad that featured at the World Cup in France. These players have 10 seconds to identify the name of the picture on the screen, which I will provide to them. 10 seconds, gladiators, and you have to give me a name. 10 points for every correct answer, no points for wrong answers. Are we ready to go? All right, and now the picture identification round starts now. Starting from B Unit as well, off my right, 10 seconds to identify the player on your screen. Don't touch the screen, just identify. No idea? No idea. All right, so 0 points for B Units. Moving on to Miracle FA.
Sunday Olise.
Sunday Olise is wrong. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next picture identification. B Unit, are you ready? Let's go.
Sunday Olise.
Sunday Olise. Sunday Olise is very, very, very wrong. Thank you very much. So moving on to Miracle FA. You have 10 seconds. It's important to use your time to identify the player on your screen. Uche Okechukwu is very, very wrong as well. Thank you very much. The picture there is that of Ben Iroha. Prior to that, Mobi Oparako as well. Really important players that form a strong part of our history at the World Cup and that tournament. Moving on to B Units. You have another chance as we go into the third. Who is the player on the screen? No idea. All right, no points for B unit yet again. It's only fair to pass on the challenge to Miracle FM, maybe hoping for some miracle. Still no points by both players on the board. 10 seconds. And that's a picture that a lot of young minds are supposed to remember as well. The beauty of looking into Rashidi Yakini is very wrong. Thank you very much. And moving on the difficulty level. Well, let's see if B unit can finally get a point on the board. Gavo Prince representing B unit. Can you identify the player on your screen? 10 seconds. And there you go. Time's up. Time's up. I'm sorry, but your time is up. 0 points as well. Miracle FA. The beauty of the Nigerian history is that young minds are able to reflect on the pictures of legends and heroes past as far as the game is concerned. This is a test of that. Sunday Olise is also wrong. Thank you very much. And well, let's see if we can heighten this as we go into the final set of questions. B unit, one more chance in this round. One more. Who is the player on your screen? Ten seconds. Uche Onyekachi. Uche Onyekachi is very wrong as well. So no points in this round for B units. And for Miracle FA, you have one more opportunity to make it count. Please identify. Ten seconds running out. Can you identify? Sunday Olise is wrong as well. You have Wilson Oruma right on the screen. And prior to that, it was Sunday Olise, which you could have gotten correctly, but unfortunately you didn't. And so that brings us to the end of the picture identification round right here at the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show. It's been a really challenging one, isn't it? I'm sure you can feel the pulse of the boys. A lot of work needs to be done, but it's not over because we have one more round to go. For this round, 0 points by B units, 0 points by Miracle FA as well. We'll be back. And so the action continues. This time off to the third round we go. I'm Anthony the Voice. You're on to the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show. And right before us, this exciting day is Miracle FA and B Unit Football Academies. Now, this round is a keenly contested round because it's going to test for speed and accuracy. How well can the boys answer the questions correctly within the stipulated time? 60 seconds will be given for the boys to answer 10 questions quickly. And our focus will be perhaps the most successful football club back home in Nigeria, the People's Elephant, legendary, iconic, known as Eimba International Football Club of Aba. The question will be, how well can these two gladiators tell us about the historicity surrounding Eimba? The die is cast. After a really tough round for both players, this could be the deciding factor. Stay here. And so, one final round ready for sale. Well, we're going to be getting this round started with Olawale representing Miracle Football Academy. Well, it's been a really challenging one for him thus far. Can he restitute and maybe get them to victory? There is all to play for in this final round. Our focus once again will be on the most successful club side in the Nigerian footballing history, Aimba Football, Aimba International Football Club of Aba. Well, Wale, you know the rules. 60 seconds, 10 questions. If you do not know any of the questions, say the word next, and so that I can go to other questions. You don't have time, so you have to be really fast and very audible as well. What is the full name of the club that won the 2003 CAF Champions League?
Full name,
Yes, full name.
Aimba International Football Club.
Correct. From which state is Aimba Football Club?
City.
You can say next if you don't know it. Your time is running. You have only 60 seconds. You can say next if you don't know it.
Next,
Next. In which year did Aimba win their first CAF Champions League title?
1980.
Wrong. Which team did Aimba face in the final of the 2003 CAF Champions League final? Ismaili is correct. What was the aggregate score of the final match between Aimba? 2-1 is correct. In favor of?
Aimba.
Aimba, correct. Who scored the goals for Aimba in the first leg of the final?
Next,
Next. What was the score of the second leg of the final?
1-0. They defeated Aimba.
Correct. And there you go. That is time up. And you were only able to answer 6 questions, of which you got 4 correctly. Like I did say, you have only 60 seconds. If you don't know the answer, say the word next and waste time in trying to think. So, that is the end of the road for now for Miracle FA. And so we move to the second contestant of the day. B Unit Ibutemeta under Lagos Mainland Local Government, represented by the young and exciting Gavo Prince. While the performances so far being suspect from both teams, this is that round that he could use as some sort of consolation and get his team all the way through. There is all to fight for. Well, this one hanging in the balance. Gavo, how are you doing?
Fine, sir.
Are you ready to go? Rapid fire questions. You have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Like I did say, if you don't know it, say the word next, and so that I can go to the next question for you. Don't forget, our focus is Aimba International Football Club of Aba and their journey and the CAF Champions League of 2003. A truly iconic moment, not just in the history of that club, but of course in the historicity of football in Nigeria. Are we ready to go? Gavo Prince, how many teams participated in the 2003 CAF Champions League?
Next,
Next, which team did Aimba defeat in the semi-finals?
Alga.
Huh?
Alga.
Well, you get 5 points for that. USM Alger. What was the aggregate score in the semi-final match between Aimba and USM Alger?
3-1.
3-1 is wrong. Who was Aimba's top scorer in the 2003 CAF Champions League?
Ngidi Amunobi.
Wrong. What was the who was the captain of Aimba FC during the 2003 CAF Champions League?
Next,
Next, how many goals did Aimba score throughout the tournament?
4.
Wrong. What was the total number of matches played by Aimba in that tournament?
7.
Wrong. Who was the goalkeeper for Aimba in that tournament?
Vincent Enima.
Vincent Eyama is correct. What date was the second leg of the final played?
December. Next,
Well, December 12th, 2003. Wrong. Wow. So, there you go. And that brings us to the end of this episode of the Cohesion Challenge Football Game Show. Miracle FA up against B Unit. Well, B units, you managed to answer 10 questions, but you only got one and was giving half the point in the other. So 15 points for B units in this round. Well, for Miracle FA, 40 points. It was only able to answer 6 questions, but interestingly, got 4 correctly. Now, let's go to the top. The very first round saw both players record 10 points apiece. The second round was quite the scare. No points recorded for either of the gladiators. And in the third round, 40 points in favor of Miracle FA and 15 points to B units. So clearly, that's up to 50 points in total for Miracle FA, making them the winner of this battle, with B units coming with 25 points in second place. Well, it's been a very challenging one thus far for both sides. Well, like they say in football, sometimes you don't necessarily have to play well to win games. Generally, you could say significantly. Today, they didn't say the very best of the players, but it's important that you get it over the line. Well, let's talk about the team that got it over the line. Marvelous, representing a team with a special name, Miracle Football Academy. I don't know, how do you express yourself? It's one of those victories where you say, I didn't do too well, but a victory is a victory, huh?
I'm happy, but I feel I've not done really well. I need to fill up my mistakes and come better, stronger for the next year.
Interesting. If you have a word for your teammates and your coaches who will probably watch this with their hearts in their mouth, what would you say to them?
We go again, victorious.
We go again, victorious. The word from Olawale, Marvelous, representing Miracle Football Academy. There was some miracle, I would say, in terms of how he was able to get it over the line. All right, time for us to talk to, well, not the losing team, because right here there are no losers, but the second best placed team for this battle. Gavo, representing B unit. Gavo, how do you feel?
Sad.
Ooh, that was very intense, sad. Do you think you could have done better in terms of your preparation? How well did you prepare?
I did mistake studying the 2004 Enova and the 1994 World Cup.
Ooh, okay. That's a really hard pill to swallow. But I mean, this is one of the reasons why you have to be very attentive to the focus, and your coaches, I'm sure that they will correct the mistakes, right? What do you have to tell your coach and your teammates?
We'll try again next year.
We'll try again, not next year, because you'll still play even in more battles to come. So you'll feature in more games in the coming weeks. So hopefully B Unit can come and restitute for the performances. By the way, B Unit is a home team. Talking about where we're having this is right in the heart of Ibutemeta as well. I'm sure that his teammates will be expecting a better performance in the coming weeks. And so, after listening to both gladiators, it's only fair that in the spirit of sportsmanship, they both have a handshake. Boys, let's meet at the center, a handshake and a hug if probably. Hopefully, we'll see if the both of you and your teams meet again sometime in this tournament. We go all the way to the final, currently in the group stages, joining Ajibade Football Academy, Ad Hoc Football Academy, and Primus Football Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this battle, Miracle Football Academy, all the way from Ijesha under Sulere local government. Thank you for being a part of this episode of the Cohesion Challenge game show. Don't forget, you can reach the numbers on your screen to be a part of this in whatever way, partnerships, sponsorships, and we'll be glad to have you on board. Here, a real test of mind, a real test of intellect. We're concerned and focused about the education of the game and ensuring that young minds are able to cultivate a studying habit of really going back in history and identifying what matters more in terms of football in Nigeria. Thank you and see you next time.